Hi guys, Nicholas here on Online Calisthenics, and today we're going to talk about planks. Planks are very important to practice and to implement in your routine, and you can do a lot of different variations of the plank. We often see this movement as a simple, one variation thing, whereas there's really a lot of different ones. So in that video, we're going to talk about some different adjustments you can make to take your planks to the next level, and that's really going to benefit all of your workouts in general. That's definitely going to focus on your core, but you'll see that it activates a bunch of other muscles depending on how you position your body for that plank. So let's start with this one. This would be the basic leaning forward plank. So as you can see here, I'm trying to not keep my shoulders over my hands, but I'm trying to rather lean a little bit forward to create tension and really activate the core. So keep in mind that if you're stacked over your hands with your shoulders, that's not going to do much as far as core workout. Of course, you're going to feel it, but I highly suggest you either go behind or over your hands when you practice that plank. The forward lean is going to really engage the core, and that's going to help you for movements like a handstand, a planche, any harder variations of yoga move like the crow, or a lot of different movements are going to benefit from this. So lean forward when you plank, when you're on your hands. That's going to be a great way to start. The other thing you can do is do the opposite. So here I'm doing a Superman plank where I'm really trying to keep my hands forward. So in that one I'm highly forward, but if you're just starting, you can start a little bit forward and then work your way up as you progress in the movement. And you'll see that the more forward your hands go, the more core and serratus engagement you're going to get. You're going to need to really keep your glutes tight, power in your legs um, as much as you can when you move your hands forward, and keep your feet highly engaged as well. Basically, the more angle you add, the more demanding the movement gets. Go back in a static uh, forward plank, and then we're going to add a little bit of width to that hold. So here, if I'm only trying to stay over my shoulders, that's possible, but then try to work the width. So you add a little more shoulder and chest workout in there, and that's also going to benefit your handstand and your planche in the long term. You can do the same thing. You can lean a little forward with this one. That's going to challenge the shoulders a tiny bit more. It's going to engage the more core, and play with it and see how it feels for yourself and where you stand in that progression, and then work from there. Going back into the Superman plank, showing you a couple combos here. And then to finish with the classic plank position, I'm just going on my elbows. So a lot of you guys are doing elbow planks. I'm sure you've heard of those. Um, I highly suggest that you bring your shoulders behind your elbows here. So as you can tell, there's an angle here. And in the same manner that you put your hands in front of your shoulders in that arm plank, the elbow plank is similar. I highly recommend to engage into a little bit of angle here so that you feel your core firing a lot more. So give it a try. Start with your elbows stacked under your shoulders, and then move them a little forward or lean back a little bit. Walk your feet back a little bit. Either way, you'll feel that as you open the gap in your shoulders, it's going to definitely activate more core. So if you've been doing planks for a minute and then you don't feel as much progress as you'd like, then I highly recommend you dive into those variations. Add a little more angle in your pause, and then you'll feel the engagement a lot. Last little trick on that little plank is the squeezing the hand. We call it a power plank. So by squeezing your hands hard, you fire your nervous system, and obviously you get a lot more tired than if you were not. So highly suggesting that too. You can do that at the end of your plank. If you're doing a minute at a time, take the last 10 seconds to squeeze your hands as hard as you can to get the most activation as you could in that movement. And you'll see a difference. I guarantee that you're going to really feel your nervous system getting fried by doing this, and that's going to intensify the tension in your body. So play with it, alternate elbows and hand planks to get a full picture. Now I wanted to talk about the shoulder and the elbow taps. So this is a movement, so it's not completely a static movement, but really I see a lot of people doing those with way too much rocking and swinging back and forth. So here I just wanted to show you how to do it without much rocking, so you'll see it's going to be demanding. Really, every time I'm going to tap my shoulders or my elbow, I really need to tighten my core, keep my pelvis tilted back, and really power in my legs so that I'm not actually rocking, and really keeping a straight line as much as possible during the movement. So the whole point is to make it look seamless. Basically, you're tapping, coming back, tap, coming back, and that's how you really work the core, and you create instability in there. So you really add a little challenge here. Go for it and just try it. Try to not rock. So not rocking, not tilting, none of that. You want to really keep, either when if I'm looking forward, I want to really keep a nice lane and not tilt like this, like a boat. I don't want to rock. And if you're looking from the side, really same thing. You don't want to go back and forth. Just try to keep a nice line. So let's play this. See here, I'm really trying to go quick and not lose my balance as I'm lifting my hand up. So I hope you guys can see that. And it's really a huge key factor here in making it hard. So I can't do that many hundreds of reps, really. It's really hard. So if you start leaning, then refocus and keep that square line in your body to activate more core. Finally, let's talk about the reverse plank. So you can add a little movement into your static holds, as you can see. So that was a beginning of the idea with the shoulder taps and the elbow taps. But you could also reverse your plank. So you're going to activate a lot more back with this one, and you're going to practice coordination. And really, the point here is to keep your core at the same level all the time, whereas you're facing forward or you're looking up. It doesn't matter. You want to keep the core static, and you want to roll around this. So let's play it, and really you want to keep a tight hollow core throughout the whole motion. So here I'm keeping my core tight, I'm protracting my shoulders, everything on the ground proper, and then I'm rolling back, and I'm trying to keep my hips up as much as possible. It's never perfect, don't get me wrong, but that's the goal here. So you want to really keep the shoulders open, keep the straight line between your shoulders and your knees. You can't really see my knees here, but they're trying to keep in the same line, and basically you want to keep that as you're moving. And here I'm going to come back in that initial position, and then back again. So basically you want to roll one way full and then go back, and then repeat that process. So really there's a lot of other variations that I haven't covered yet, but I will. And these are pretty good variations that you can start implementing right now. And really every time you do a plank, think of those and then give it a try and see how it worked for yourself. Repeat, adjust, and try to keep the cleanest form you can in any of those variations. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope this is helpful. Give it a try, and I will be back next week with a new video. Take care, guys.